It's the Flex Zone, episode 394. Giving you more. Only place giving you your sports how you want it when you need it. You guys know the drill. If you're in the building, slam dunk that subscribe button, lay up that like button, back down that bell, and vote on our poll. Let us know your thoughts as we are going in tonight with another fantastic episode as we inch closer to episode 400. Ja Morant suspended again as he looks like he's about to do even more time for his petty crimes. We talking about that NBA draft lottery. Who will get the number one pick? Victor Wembanyama, generational talent, since we haven't seen since 2003, the guy from Akron. We talk about the coaching carousel in the NBA and Doc Rivers on the hot seat. Of course, we got to talk about the NBA Eastern and Western Conference Finals, as it is a bit of deja vu. One of our panelists has a reason to celebrate, as something has been approved regarding his team down 95. Of course, we talk about that NFL schedule. We're going to break it down, look at the games, predict the win totals, play around with that fun game, and of course, get goofy. It's the Flex Zone podcast. You guys know the drill. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. We're on the road to 400. We're on the road to a new episode tonight here in the Man Cave. New episode of the Flex Zone coming to you live. More fireworks than Ja Morant's Instagram live. It's the Flex Zone podcast. Only place, fellas, giving you sports how you want it
when you need it.
When you need it.
Episode 394, giving you more. Back again. You guys know the drill. The Flex Zone 1 on Twitter and Instagram. Flex Zone podcast on TikTok. FlexZone1@gmail.com. Guest ideas, want to be part of the show. And of course, that cash at the Flex Zone 1. But you can always start the party off right by super chatting us, supporting the channel, supporting the brand. Ask us a question, sports related, non-sports related. Let us know. Tonight we're talking about Ja Morant, NBA draft lottery, NBA coaching carousel, Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals. Commanders have been sold. Looks like a deal is approved. And of course, the NFL schedule. And of course, we get goofy with Cravante. I'm not going to waste any time. God's favorite host here. Make sure you acknowledge us, throw up your ones. We ought to hit his sports podcast table. I'm going to pitch it over to my guy batting leadoff, the social media producer, Big Raj, the man himself. And you know, it's only one way that we introduce my boy, my guy. They call him Daddy, the Meat Man.
Finish him, Daddy.
Oh, Daddy's going to finish him. Daddy's going to finish Ja in about a minute. But, you know, your boy Raj is ready to, talk the show, ready to debate about politics. And as always, finish him off with a big piece of meat, if you know what I mean.
Finish him, Daddy.
No. Yes.
This next brother, he has a reason to celebrate. We're going to celebrate a little later on in the show, but just a little tease as to why we're celebrating tonight. He is the voice of reason. He is the captain of the goofy ship. He is the Commandalorian. And his team now has some owners that are very, very rich.
Hit his theme song.
We will be partying later on in the show. Trust me, you will hear that song again a little later. Stay with us. We got a lot to get to.
Get your cups ready.
There you go, brother. We are celebrating. It's a lot of people in the chat. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Vote on the poll. We're going to get to the Ja stuff momentarily. I got to introduce the head of the Flex Zone table, the Flex Zone Messiah, pride of the East Side, saving misbehavior, the A-lister, the dean of Ball High University, Mr. Morgan State himself, the straw that stirs the drink. My brother, the super producer, the man you can start your day with a cup of Dre each and every day, baby. You already know what time it is. Drizzy Dre, we dropping bombs on him, baby. How you feeling, my brother?
Hey, I'm feeling great, man. Ready to get right to work. And hey, Raj, let me borrow the belt, man. After you done whooping ass.
All yours.
Oh yeah, we got to do it, brother. There you go.
Oh yeah. Yeah. to John Morant's past. That's it.
All right, let's get to it. Raj, I'm gonna come to you last per your request. I know you got a lot to say. Dre, let's start with you, brother. It came out yesterday on, what was this? It was Mother's Day, correct? Shout out to all the mothers out there. Happy belated Mother's Day to all the moms, aunts, godmoms, sisters, cousins, all of the above. We appreciate you. Love you guys. We heard news that John Morant was seen flashing a gun on Instagram Live yet again. And we see what happened just 2 months ago. He was suspended, came back, thought things would be better. Team gets eliminated in the first round. We think, okay, Ja's going to fade into nothingness. He's got his Nike deal. He's got the offseason. He's going to come back stronger next season. And he could potentially be suspended again. He's already been suspended from the Grizzlies from all team activities. And reports are saying, Woj is saying, looks like Adam Silver's going to drop the hammer on Ja. What does that mean exactly? We got a question in the poll. How many games? 20, 30, 40, 50, whole season? We'll see. But Dre, when you hear about Ja getting possibly suspended from NBA regular season games going into the 2023-2024 season, how does it make you feel, brother? I mean, speaking of goofy.
Not goofy. Stupidity is what it really ultimately is. You've already gotten a warning from the NBA, knowing what was at stake, being suspended a number of games, losing out on money. And so you got your first warning. But then for this to be a repeat offense, you already have sponsorship deals. You already are one of the faces of the NBA. And the excuse of him being young, we can't use that really anymore. Granted that he can bounce back because he's young enough to do so. But, I mean, one time people were like, let it slide, but now you're doing it again. It's very questionable about not only your decisions, but the people you choose yourself to be surrounded by. So, John Morant, I don't know what his future is moving forward. I think Gilbert Arenas got like 50 games, I want to say, for bringing a gun to to Washington at the time. And now with this happening, for one, I don't even know why his homeboy would post this type of video. And then two, why are you even holding a gun is another thing in of itself. Like, John Morant ain't a big guy, so I don't understand what kind of gangster lifestyle he's trying to live. But it's just the epitome of, at this point, it's just him just being an idiot. I can't defend any of those actions because I don't know what's going through his mind. You make enough money to have security, so it's not like security should be an issue for John Morant. At this point, I just don't know what's going through his mind. But whatever it is, I hope that he takes this time seriously, because the NBA, I speculate, at least half the season that he'll be gone for.
Cravante, I want to get to you next. Yes, we saw Mark's comment. I'm just going to let it play on the screen.
Hey, yo.
Cravante, I know you got a goofy later, and I think it's pretty safe to say it's going to be John Morant. No surprise there. And like I said in the chat yesterday, is he going to be the unanimous goofy of the year? How does this make you feel?
My gosh, I tell you, when y'all put their bid in, they put their bid in, man. Let me tell you, he is definitely the front runner for Goofies of the Year, and we're only halfway through. We're almost halfway through 2023, which is crazy to say. But I mean, this is one of those, I gotta find another card, because I don't know what's higher than high level Goofy, man, because he's absolutely that. And I'll just reiterate what everybody said later on in the show in my Goofy, because I will have two of them. But my gosh, everything that Dre said and more, man. Bro, you being young is not, it cannot be an excuse anymore, because you literally got in trouble. But where I think the NBA messed up, he should have come back after the first time. They should have just go ahead, went and hey, prepare for the off season, come back better next year. Because I felt like it was all BS. Him going to Florida for that whatever whatever that thing was, and he came back so fast. And I'm like, I don't think you learned any type of lesson in that amount of time. And then obviously, and now as we see, I ain't gonna hold y'all. When I saw this video, I was like, oh, I thought it was the old one, you know. And I was like, why are they bringing that? Why are we doing this again? Nah, this happened on Saturday. I think it was posted on Friday or Saturday.
It was on Instagram Live.
Instagram Live, right? And it was posted either, I think it was Friday or Saturday, one of them. And then I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, this is top tier goofy. Like, this is Antonio Brown level goofiness. AB level goofiness. Like, bro, how many times are you going to get really slapped on the wrist before you throw your career away? Because I want to say when he was suspended, I want to say for like 17, 18 days. Wasn't even 3. I don't think it was 3. It was even 3 weeks. He probably missed about 6 or 7 games. Cost himself about $700,000. Now, he's making 12 currently, so I guess that's a drop in the bucket. But $700,000 that you just throwing away just to the fire, like just throwing it away, is absolutely absurd. It's a lot, but the blame pie is going to go around. John Morant is going to get majority of it. The NBA, for whatever goofiness they put him, or I don't know if it was the NBA, if it was the Grizzlies or whatever, that was BS. And only suspended him for the amount of time they suspended him for, like
8 games,
like
Cravante. 8 games without pay.
What is that? Like, that's nothing. But also, we gotta go back to y'all remember the Ray Rice situation. What is the letter of the law for that? I think it should be more than 8 damn games. That's what I think. I think he should have been gone the rest of the year, because obviously I didn't think he learned a lesson before, but this just confirms it. But also I think the company he keeps, even his parents, it's a lot of blame. It's a lot of blame to go around. So it's not just job, but he's a grown man. He has to take accountability for his actions and be more responsible, because he's only the star of the Memphis Grizzlies. But who's the last superstar from Memphis? I mean, well, from the Grizzlies, I guess I should say.
Oh,
Zach Randolph.
Zach Randolph, that's who it is. Yeah, that's the one.
Really? Oh, look at that fitting. And Zach was the actual bully, and John Morant perpetrating one. Terrible, bro. Absolutely terrible. But I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm excited to hear what Rod got to say. But obviously, he's beyond goofy, and I'll talk about it more later. But beyond goofy.
Raj, get the belt. I know you coming to the front of the congregation. Get the belt.
Oh, wait. Yo, Byron. Yo, can we start recording our own sound bites, like as us?
Hey, whatever you want to use, send it to me, brother. I'll put it on there for you, brother.
You're goofy. That should be one of them.
Yeah. We can get that. We'll have that for you next week, brother. Go ahead, send it to theflexzone1@gmail.com. Anybody in the chat too, any soundbite ideas, send it to theflexzone1@gmail.com. I'll work my magic. Raj, the floor is yours, brother.
Now, I've been contemplating all day. I've been listening to a lot of people's takes. I listened to I seen Shannon Sharp this morning. He was funny. Our boy O'Shea Duke Jackson had a take. I watched him earlier.
I gotta see O'Shea.
Yeah, that joke was funny as well. Kwame Brown, baby. Kwame Brown took the cake for me. He was hilarious. But
what?
You know what, man? I as disgusted as I am with John Morant, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all, because he said all the right things in the interview. the last time he got caught with a, with him flashing his gun in the car, and he was like, "I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to, get counseling and all this other bullshit." Because that's exactly what it was. It was bullshit. It's just it's the culture we live in, man. It really is, man. I mean, I see a lot with these young guys, these young fellas, and even when we was coming up, it just be, it'd be us, man. It'd be us doing the same stupid shit over and over again. And the problem is, you got a guy like John Morant who has all the talent in the world. He can jump his ass off. Damn near almost jumped over LeBron James about a month ago. Mm-hmm. And I said when he was coming in the league, I was like, this brother right here is going to be a Hall of Famer. I said it. I was like, he is going to be great. But I did not know his man. I didn't know he had a young-minded mentality, man. I did not see that. And this is not his first incident. This is not his first rodeo. He's been doing stupid shit since September. Beating up 17-year-old kids, threatening security officers, getting kicked off of premises, bringing a bunch of what I think 9 to 10 people at the mall or something like that, saying I can't wait to see you. Like, bro, who the hell do you think you are, man? Who do you think you are?
Hooligans.
I mean, it's ridiculous, man. You're an NBA player for God's sake. You ain't no damn hooligan, as Cravante said. You represent a whole entire league. Your face is on the intro of the NBA. I don't understand this foolishness, yo. I really don't. I don't understand this mentality for real. And then on top of that, you got your goofy homeboy, videotaping you yet again with a fucking gun in the car, bro. In the car, you up there doing like this with the gun, with the NBA young boys, that dumbass song, man. It's ridiculous, yo.
Speaking of goofy,
it's extremely goofy. Extremely goofy. It's just this type of behavior. No, seriously though, this type of behavior is just ridiculous, yo. And it's a bad look it's a really bad look, especially since you just got caught 2 months ago with a damn gun. It's a bad look for you. It's an extremely bad look for the league. And you know what? I hate to say this. People saying they want to see him get 20 games, 25, half the season. Fuck it. The whole season. Suspend his ass. Make an example out of his ass. Suspend him for the whole entire season. You want to be playing with guns and cars and shit? You could have shot your homeboy. He's an idiot for videotaping you as well. He should have smacked the shit out you with the damn videotape. And you there holding a gun like this. You could have shot him, man. Common sense, we lack it in today's society. We lack common sense. That's the biggest takeaway from this. It's common sense. You don't be waving. You don't be doing that, man. You don't go on Instagram Live holding guns. You can go. You can dance to NBA young boy. That's fine. But holding guns, holding guns. Why you with an NBA player? $231 million is coming towards you. You already got off one time, and now you want to do this again 2 months later. It's ridiculous, yo. And I need these guys to for real. They gotta get it together. They really gotta. I hate the Cavante guy use the word. They gotta really get this shit together, man. Because this is ridiculous, man. And you know what? I be joking around when I say this, but this is the definition of niggering. This is it. This is it right here. This is what niggering is. This is it.
You on your Uncle Rockets now, man?
No, this is it. This is exactly what this is. It's like, yo, get out your way, man. Stop playing around. Stop playing around for real. Because right now you this close from losing your career. You're this close. Stop BSing. Grow the fuck up for real. Right now, get yourself some real counseling. If the friends are influencing you, get rid of them. Get them the hell up out of there. Like, seriously, if you think this is a game, this is not a game for real. It isn't. Your career will be over with. You could be back where you was at before you made before you made the NBA. People don't realize that, man. I'm looking at Henry Ruggs. He was another idiot who lost his career for being stupid. So that's all I got to say.
Well, here's the thing, though, Raj. He didn't do any of this until after he got his contract. We never heard anything about John Morant. No type of any type of anything off the court with him until he got his money. Once he got his money, that's when we started hearing about these type of foolish actions. And then also in our comments too, they brought up a good point. He can't get the Supermax anymore because he didn't get any of the All NBA teams this year. So I mean, he's just missing out on a lot of money right now, and it wouldn't surprise me that now, when Nike drop him, he's got another sponsorship with Powerade, so he has sponsor dollars coming in on top of the NBA money that he could be really missing out on a lot of money right now. So he just got to get it together because at this point, like you said, it's just foolish. And then it's not like you haven't been warned. You've already been warned. You've already been suspended. You lost out on money. And now you're going to miss out on more money, possibly the season.
I'd take a season away from him.
And he's hurting his team.
So, Dre, real quick, how many games?
When they're together, I think they were the number one seed. Or if not, they weren't the number one seed. They were, I think they were the number one seed, I want to say, at one point in the season.
How many games you giving him, Dre?
Half the season at least. Only because I said Gilbert got 50, so at least half the season for this incident.
Rod, you said whole season?
The whole goddamn season. Take the whole season away from him. Make him think about it before you be stupid again.
And Cravante, I see your comment just coming in as well. You say whole season as well?
You say whole season?
Cravante
agrees. Whole season.
Because you
okay, I was gonna ask why.
Just go for the sake. And also the difference between Gilbert Arenas and this is this is the second offense, but also he out here parading on social media. You know how many kids? I've had? Y'all know I work with kids. My last summer camp, they raved about John Morant. John Morant, the best this, the best that. When Devin Booker got put on 2K, they was upset. They was like, "Yo, where's Ja?" I'm like, "Yeah, Ja mean with it." I listen. I like Ja too, but between now and then, I don't want none of these kids looking at what Ja do. None of them, and that impact is greater. Which why I completely agree with Raj. He need to be gone for the season. You want to make an example? You put the hammer down the whole season. Now the only thing I'm concerned about, if you do the whole season, is what is he going to do?
You got to figure that one out. That's where life lessons come into play. That's where you find out who you really are. Is when you take everything away from somebody, then you'll find out who that person is. And if he comes back and change, man, that's a great thing. If he sinks, that's on him. But this is the second offense in 2 months. I can see if he did it for like a year or two from now. This second time in 2 months, he ain't learned a damn thing since March. He ain't learned nothing.
I wish they could take away his money, but his money is guaranteed.
No.
So
then talk the good game too. Then talk all that BS too, man.
Well, let us know your thoughts on the Ja Morant situation. How many games Cravante Raj thinks it should be the entire season? I could see at least 40 to 50 games minimum. I could, along with, like Dre said, I think Dre, you said about half the season. So I could definitely see that, especially second offense in 2 months. But we shall
But
see.
honestly, Byron, they both Raj and Cravante make a good point. Because this is his second offense, he should really get the whole year. But I just don't see it being that they kind of have a precedent with Gilbert. That's the only reason I'm saying half the season. But he should probably get it because it's his second offense. And now you see the video when you brought up that point about Ray Rice, Cravante, because we all said on this panel many a times with Ray Rice, and we're not condoning domestic violence, but we've all said the video is what really got Ray Rice caught up, because once the video is out there, then it's repeated over and over again. And the same thing with this John Morant situation. They deleted the video, but now people have it screen recorded and it's just gone viral. So now, with the video being out there, it's one thing to know that he's been caught up with guns, but now to see it on social media with a video over and over again, it's like, come on, man, you know better. If you know better, you do better. So we'll see. We'll see. I know it's going to take the league some time. And then also he met with Adam Silver. So that's another thing too. That's another factor into this equation.
Let us know your thoughts. Go ahead, Roger.
All I know is Joe Clark ain't having that shit.
Oh,
he ain't having.
Hold on. Before we do that, there you go.
Whoop his ass.
Whoop his ass. That's what John Morant needs.
You know what? His father needs to whoop his ass.
No.
His father's too busy trying to be his friend.
His father needs his ass whipped as well.
He gets some too. You saying?
Yes, they both need their asses whipped.
Now, as you go,
do they need to be over the bend them over the knee, get the switch?
Yes.
Is it going to be the same belt, or is it going to be one black belt, one brown belt?
Hey, I'm gonna use their money and buy specific belts for both of them. How about that? One for Ja, one for Ja's dad.
Let us know what happens to Ja, your thoughts on the suspension. But we'll keep it moving with the NBA talk. Cavante will have more on Ja a little later.
Ja Wick.
Yes. It is that time though. The NBA draft lottery is tomorrow, and it's not just any draft lottery. It's a once-in-a-generational type prospect, Victor Wembanyama, 7'5" out of France. Probably the most touted prospect since 2003. Dre, a guy you love, LeBron James, the guy from Akron, the king. Looked how that turned out. Wembanyama can pretty much do it all. We'll break down his tape more, Cavante and I, probably as we get closer to the NBA draft. But let's look at the draft odds. Detroit, 14%. Houston, 14%. San Antonio, 14%. Charlotte Hornets, owned by Michael Jordan, 12.5%. Portland, 10.5%. Orlando, who got the number 1 pick last year and Rookie of the Year, Paolo Banchero from Duke University, Dre, 9%. Indiana, 6.8%. And another team at 6.7%.
Come on now, say it with me. Everybody beats the Wiz.
They have 6.7% chance. Utah, 4.5%. Dallas, 3%. Dallas is top 10 protected. Chicago, 1.8%. Oklahoma City, 1.7%. Toronto, 1%. And New Orleans, 0.5%. Cavante, who wins the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes? Because he's the best player in this draft by far. Probably the best player since LeBron, prospect-wise. And 3 teams tied with 14%. But do the Wizards have a chance?
The Wizards have an outside. Yes, Rod. What he's doing right now. Yes, and yes. The Wizards have an outside chance. Hey, man, as long as it's not 0%, we got a chance, right? And what are the top 3 that's tied with 14%?
San Antonio, Houston, Detroit, and Charlotte with 12.5%. Portland with 10.5%. Orlando with 9%. So 3 with 14%. Charlotte at 12.5%. And it seems like the team who always has the best odds never wins, Cavante.
Never. So that means it's probably not going to be any of these 3.
I'm feeling Charlotte, bro. I think Michael Jordan might finally get it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling Charlotte, bro. I think Michael Jordan might finally
get it. I can see
it. That was the first thing I thought about was it probably should be Charlotte. Just so much potential is in Charlotte. So much. And just a couple of unfortunate events. Michael Jordan is not the best GM. But this is a can't miss right here, man. So if Charlotte could get it, this would be lit. I'm gonna go out on not even go out on a limb. I think Michael Jordan. Well, hold up. He still owns the team. I heard he was trying to sell.
I think he's like a minority. Yeah, he's trying to sell, right?
He still owns it, but he hasn't sold it yet.
What? Michael Jordan, man, if you don't keep that thing.
No, he's going to sell it, but he hasn't sold it yet.
Hey, he probably tired of seeing that trash basketball being played. But I think this would be a reason to keep your team, Jordan. If they get Mr. Victor, this could be, hey, this could change lives. He's a pick that could change lives. They say he's the next best thing since 20 years ago. So I mean, why not? But I'm gonna go with Charlotte. But God damn, hasn't San Antonio been very, very quiet? I don't hear much from the San Antonio camp at all.
Jordan still owns a majority share. He did sell a portion to Plotkin founder Melvin Capital and Daniel Sundahim of D1 Capital, but he's still majority owner, Dre. So who you got winning the draft lottery? You feeling the Charlotte? You gonna rev up the pacer and take a trip down to Charlotte to see the big boy play? He's like a Greek freak mixed with I don't even know what his comp is, Cavante. I mean, I don't even know.
I would definitely love to. I would love to see him in Charlotte, but I'm gonna say that a sleeper to me, honestly, is the Houston Rockets, because right now you
with
got
Mr. Still Your Girl, Mr. Still Your Girl, Udoka, or still your wife? Excuse me, not your girl, your wife.
Hey, yo.
That's
Hey,
good.
yo.
That's a good one.
I can't. I didn't expect that. But,
drop a bomb for Ime Udoka getting another chance as a coach, by the way, in Houston, by the way, Dre. You know how Houston is.
But that would be to me, that's just so fitting. Being that they've had Elijah Wan down there. I think it would be. Houston needs that. They're talking about James Harden going back there. There's been talks about, I'm hearing, Jaylen Brown, if it didn't work out with the Celtics this year, possibly being traded down there. So I think Houston would be so fitting. It would be great to see Popovich get him and getting that tutelage, but San Antonio, they ain't going nowhere. Charlotte's the only reason I'm saying Charlotte, just because I would love to see him play with Ball. I think him and Ball together would be great. Those are the only two places that I could really see this thing being real special.
Raj, are you on your hands and knees for Wembanyama?
Of course I am. You damn right I'm on my hands and knees, man. I'm so sick of this goddamn Wizards team, honestly. Like, they've been teasing us the last 2 years of having a legitimately good looking team on paper and coming out strong, and then all of a sudden just folding in the middle of the season to the end of the season. Victor will be a welcome addition to the Wizards. I ain't gonna say he's gonna change the trajectory of their franchise. They need more than just him, but he will be a very welcomed addition. So I am praying that the Wizards find a way to get him. I don't give a damn what you got to do. If you got to put a little bit more ping pong balls in a little ping pong ball jar and shake it up, and all of a sudden, pull it out, and that that beautiful Wizards logo comes up, and it says the Washington Wizards. Oh, they get the number 1 pick of the 2023 NFL draft. I'll be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'll be freaking. I'll be freaking phenomenal, and I would definitely finish. But yes, I would love the Wizards to definitely get the number 1 pick, especially if it's this, because he is once in a lifetime. He's once in a lifetime. So you can't pass on that. The last guy that we got number 1, of course, was John Wall, and John Wall was phenomenal with the Wizards. So he would be a welcome addition.
Let us know in the comments your thoughts on the NBA draft. Who gets Wembanyama? Who gets number 2? They got a couple good prospects, but number 1, he's clearly above the rest. Let's keep this NBA train moving, fellas. We had a Game 7 yesterday, and a certain individual by the name of Doc Rivers. Dre, you know I'm coming to you first, brother. Your boy, Doc Rivers. Should he be fired? Should he stay with the Sixers? We seen Monty Williams get fired this past week. We saw Coach Budenholzer get fired, and he just won a championship 2 years ago. Dre, before you go, Doc Rivers, and this is for everybody listening, 6-16 in closeout games. He has lost a total of 10 game 7s. Should Doc Rivers be fired? How do you feel about the Monty Williams firing?
Look, I was getting ready to put my finger up, man. Keep it up. All right, let me start off my soliloquy by saying this. My good friend, my brother, Morant, you were right. But Doc Rivers ain't being fired, bro. I just right now I don't see it, being that Embiid has had his 2 best seasons under Doc Rivers. I just don't see it right now. I just don't see Doc Rivers being fired yet, especially if I don't see them firing Doc, losing Harden. Like I don't see all that. Unless they make a big splash, Philadelphia needs to me, still continue in pursuit Dame Dollars. If I was Philly, that's what the route I would be in. If you want to lose Harden, go all in, get Dame. Yes, that was his face after they lost. But I mean, not only did you lose, you got annihilated. Like they got. They're not firing Doc Rivers, y'all. I just don't see it. Like I said, I mean, he did get annihilated. That's embarrassing on the part of the MVP and James Harden. I can't go with the excuse of Embiid was hurt. No, bro. You're the MVP of the league, and you put on a piss poor performance like that in a game 7 on a nationally televised game. You and Harden ought to be ashamed of yourselves. That thing was over midway through the 3rd quarter, at least the half. I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be a close game possibly. That 3rd quarter opened up, and they let that S-Curl brother go ahead and just do his thing, man, looking like he was trying to audition to see if he could be traded to the Golden State Warriors. I just never seen somebody like he struggled and then just put on a clinic. But some of the results of playoff MVP, and people who have been MVP in the playoffs: Joel Embiid conference finals, Joker got eliminated in the 1st round. Embiid conference semifinals got eliminated. Joker again eliminated in conference semifinals. Giannis both times got eliminated in the conference semifinals. Harden in the conference finals. Westbrook in the 1st round. Steph Curry is the only one to have won a finals and winning the MVP since 2015. So the MVP during the regular season and then during the postseason are just completely. You can see that they're completely separate. And Doc Rivers and his, I know Doc Rivers has a long history of playoff failures, but he's not exactly like Marvin Lewis with his playoff record. I mean, with his playoff setbacks. He has won a championship, but I'm just not sure why Doc Rivers' team aren't getting over the hype. I mean, getting over the hump, because maybe it's Harden, maybe it's just Embiid, maybe it's Doc Rivers coaching, but Philadelphia needs to make.
What are you talking about, guys?
They need to make a splash.
You just over here making excuses now.
No, I'm not making excuses. I'm saying I don't know which one it could be, but I mean, but it's got to be something. But I just don't see Philadelphia losing, like I said, both Harden and Doc Rivers. At this point, they'll probably lose Harden, but probably keep the coach. And like I said, the only reason I can see them keeping the coach is because Embiid has had some great seasons under Doc Rivers. It's just been in the playoffs; they just haven't been able to get over the hump. And also, I don't know who they would get out there in Philadelphia, being that now there are a lot of jobs open. The Phoenix job, and I know we'll get into that. The Bucks job is open now. So I just don't see that, or I can't think of a coach that can go in there and make a huge splash like that.
Yeah, I didn't get the Monty Williams, especially. I thought he deserved one more try. Cravante, you were saying overrated. I know you've been not a fan of Doc Rivers, the Mop Rivers.
You know you're a fan.
Dre, I've been beating this desk the entire time you was talking. You know why?
Yes.
You know why, Dre? Come on, Dre. You know why?
Yes, he's overrated.
Doc Rivers is overrated. Overrated. Okay? Mr. Meltdown artist himself. You team up James Harden, Doc Rivers. What the hell did you think was gonna happen? They gonna win? You thought they gonna win? Come on now. History continues to repeat itself. Continues to repeat himself. And the interesting thing is, the crazy thing is, they lost this series when they lost Game 6. Mm-hmm. They were completely honest. At home with an opportunity to close out, scoring 13 points in the fourth quarter. Nope, not gonna cut it. Between I want to say the end of the third quarter and the entire fourth quarter, Joel Embiid nowhere to be found. James Harden, per usual, nowhere to be found. Doc Rivers coaching, nowhere to be found. Jason Tatum had a horrendous game in Game 6. A horrendous game. He comes alive for the last half of the fourth quarter, and the Celtics survive. How? We could have completely avoided this Game 7 50 burger that Jason Tatum put up if y'all had just played how y'all was playing the first three quarters. But no. Doc Rivers forgets how to coach. Apparently, Joel Embiid forgets how to play. And James Harden is the usual James Harden in the playoffs. He's had 2 really outstanding games in his playoff, but when you need him the absolute most, he goes ghost. So, Joel Embiid, James Harden, and Doc Rivers. The meltdown, the Philadelphia meltdowns. That's what they should call them. The Philly meltdowns. The Philly melted cheesesteaks. That's what they should be called. Because that's what they do.
Stop making people hungry.
Every time. And it's just funny. You put these two meltdown artists together, and you bring in one who is not as serious about his gameplay. This is what happens. I've been saying the same thing about Philadelphia for the past ever. Philadelphia is overrated as a basketball city, and they have great hype and great upside, but when the chips are on the table, they fold. Football team, totally different. Basketball team, brotherly meltdowns. And I'll talk about that a little bit later too. But
it's my turn.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
I'm just going.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna make it quick. Get Doc Rivers the fuck up out of here. He's done as a Philadelphia 76ers. Yes, his ass needs to be gone. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. Doc is a good coach. But let's just keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. He had his time.
What?
With those old Celtics teams in 2008, 2009, 2010, when he took the teams to the finals, I'll give him that. He had a nice little run, you know. But other than that, like Cavante said, he is overrated. He is garbage. He is like his hairline, trash, and he needs to go. And on top of that, I don't give a damn who goes in Philadelphia at this point. I don't trust Joel Embiid either. Now, he's great in the regular season. He puts up 30 plus points, you know, regular season time. But when it comes to playoffs, he wants to blame everybody else too. He doesn't want to take accountability. Oh, we need more points, you know, from other guys. I'm like, what? The hell you mean you need more points from other guys? You and James ain't get the job done in Game 7. As far as I'm concerned, you didn't even try to get it done. You was huffing and puffing, and the game just started. So that's neither here nor there. Doc Rivers, I think his time is up. James Harden, I never had faith in that guy. Although he did show up a little bit from game 1, and I think was it game 3 or something like that. He had like 40-something points. Other than that, he didn't do nothing else in the series.
Game 4.
Besides pass the ball, this
Bull
way,
driving.
going, shimmying or whatever he does. But yeah, this I don't believe in Joel Embiid. Honestly, I never believed in James Harden. And on top of that, Doc Rivers, as a coach, I just think he's done, period. I think he just needs to go. I don't think he needs to coach anywhere else. I just think he needs to sit his ass down and get an actual real hair transplant.
Hey, yo, come on. Leave that
the one
Floyd.
No. Like the one Floyd Mayweather has. Because what Floyd had and Dion, they look beautiful. and you know what? Also
Tiger. Can't forget the good brother Tiger.
No. Also, our good brother Jamie Foxx, hope everything is okay with you, has a wonderful hair transplant as well. So yes, you need to find one of those guys, get that shit right. Get your shit right.
Safari, can't forget him.
Yes, get that shit right, and then maybe you come back to coaching. You do that, but other than that, I don't want to see you on the screen again. As far as Monty Williams goes, I feel bad for the brother. He took the Suns to the NBA Finals a couple years back. It's not his fault. Chris Paul can't stay healthy. Chris Paul is another one that needs to get this shit right as well.
Hey,
I'm just being honest. He's get it right as well, but it's not Monty Williams' fault. It's not. So I feel bad for him for being fired. Doc Rivers needs to go, and that's our NBA coaching news. So there you go.
One more time for you, right? Let's get into the conference finals. We're already at the NBA conference finals. Finals actually start on June 1st. For the third time in 4 years, the Boston Celtics will be taking on the Miami Heat yet again. Both conference finals are rematches of the bubble Final Four we had, which saw the Lakers ultimately emerge victorious. The Heat are 8 seed in the conference finals. Boston Celtics, the 2 seed. Game 1 is on Wednesday. Raj, I'm going to start with you because you've been big on the Celtics the past couple of years. They got to the finals last year. Joe Mazzulla is the new coach. They come back, beat the 76ers. He's done a hell of a job. Who are you going with, Celtics, or does Jimmy Buckets have one more run in him?
Bro, this is probably the hardest series that's to really predict, honestly, because last year it was extremely close with both of these teams. I think they went to Game 7, if I'm not mistaken. So, and that's without Tyler Hero. So it's not like Tyler Hero played in either one of these games. So this is tough, man. This is tough. And Jimmy Butler's been playing out of his whole damn mind. But I think I'm gonna have to stay with Jason Tatum and them boys, man. I think they go back to the finals. I think they find a way to beat the Miami Heat, and I think with the with the way Jason Tatum has been playing these last couple games, I just think he continues to do his thing. He offsets Jimmy Butler as far as points, too. So I think the Boston Celtics make it back to the NBA Finals. I think it's going to be a really tough series, though. I think they do another 7 games. But yeah, I just think that the Boston Celtics are a better team. They're battle tested, and the Heat are too. The Heat are definitely battle tested as well. But I think that the Celtics have a deeper team as far as defensively, and 3-point shooting. I just think they're better overall.
Go ahead, Dre, real quick.
Man, I would love to see Miami. Honestly, I would love for Stephen A to get his Miami-Cali NBA Finals, but this ain't the year, man. Miami, I think they've been to 6 conference finals within the past 8 years or something crazy like this. Hats off to them for being able to get this far, barring injury and everything that's happened to Miami. But I just think right now, I know we're talking about Boston, but I'm going to jump into LA too. I think right now the league is going to push for, and that's not to say that the games are rigged, but I'm saying that I think that they're going to push for.
Yes, it does.
They're gonna. Their hope is that it'll be the Lakers, Celtics, the chase for 18, and LeBron's legacy. Those will be the two storylines if they can, if somehow those two teams can win their series and make it back to the NBA Finals.
So Dre, you going with who you picking? Celtics or Heat? How many games?
I'm picking Celtics Heat in 7, and I'm picking Lakers Nuggets in 6.
Oh, well, let's hold up. We're just doing this
So
series
who
first.
you picking the Celtics to beat the Heat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The Celtics. I mean, Miami. Though they have Jimmy buckets, they don't. To me, they don't have enough firepower to be able to go the extra distance. If they did, I would choose Miami. I think they need about one more score or something in Miami in order to get them over the hump.
Look, Devontae.
Again, it's funny how history repeats itself. I do think it'll be a slightly different outcome. Listen, yeah, I've been saying since Miami beat the Bucks, I immediately said the Celtics can win it all now. I felt though the Milwaukee Bucks was the only thing standing in front of the Celtics from capturing their 18th championship. So I think the Celtics. I still hold true that the Celtics will win everything. So I do think they'll get past the Miami Heat, but it's going to be a dog fight. It is going to be an absolute dog fight. They'll come through that thing with some bruises, some cuts going into the finals because Jimmy and them ain't going for none of that. I think the series is going to go at least 6 games, possibly 7. But it's at least going to go 6 games, but I think it's going to go in the Boston Celtics' favor. I just think they're deeper. They have 2 legit guys who can score, and they got guys who can rotate in and out. And I think what one thing we'll see is a bit of a defensive struggle from time to time because we all know Jason Tatum can come and go, and we also know Jaylen Brown can come and go. So I don't think they're going to be on for, an extended. Well, let me say, I don't think they're going to be on well enough to have a short series. I do think it's going to be at least 6 games, but I do think Jaylen Brown, Tatum, just show up in 4 games. we just show up in 4 games, and y'all be all right. Because I tell you, Jimmy and them going to show up for at least 2 of them. At least 2 of them. But I like the under in just about all the games, Byron, because it's going to be a lot of defense, a whole lot of defense, because that's really the calling card for both of these teams. So I don't foresee a whole lot of points being scored. It's probably going to be a resemblance of old playoffs in the late '90s, when D and Rod were both fully grown adults at the time.
We were not fully grown adults.
Okay. You're just gonna keep lying to the people. All right, cool. Going to the West Side.
Yeah, go ahead, Devontae. Start off the West, and we'll go to the Lakers fans last. Thank you, appreciate
it. Lakers Nuggets. I want to say I really do think that they're pushing the Lakers Celtics. I think it's quite obvious that that's what they're pushing. So the Lakers are probably going to win. But I do think it's going to have to be in 7 games, which means they're going to have to take one or maybe even a couple on the road against the Nuggets. I do think the Nuggets are a better team, but I just feel like it's overwhelming that the Lakers they're pushing the Lakers to get back to the finals and play the Celtics again. I would love our last comment from Big Reg. I want to say that that's going to be the matchup, but I feel like they're pushing the Lakers. So since they're going to push the Lakers, and Dre, I do think it's rigged. I think the Lakers and they got to do it in dramatic fashion. So the Lakers are probably going to win in 7 games. even though I do think the Denver Nuggets are a better team. But just like we've been saying all year, it's gonna be up to Anthony Davis. But what I'm fearful of for the Lakers is that they're gonna run out of gas. That's what I'm fearful for LeBron and Anthony Davis. Is not even about him running out of gas. It's just him staying healthy in general. But how they really have to Coach Ham is going to have to really pay attention to the minutes that LeBron James is playing and be able to maneuver him in and out of games, because I don't think LeBron is going to be able to play 44 minutes in this every game in this series. I just don't think so. So it's gonna be huge for the Lakers role players to come up big. D'Lo, Austin Reeves, maybe another Lonnie Walker sighting. They're gonna come up really big. D'Lo has to show up. I don't think D'Lo able to get away like he did last series with really only showing up in one game. He's gonna have to show up in at least two of them. And LeBron's minutes, they're gonna have to be able to produce when LeBron sits down. And Anthony Davis has to be more aggressive in the low block and not shoot threes all the damn time. But goddamn, they are going to struggle defensively to stop the Nuggets. They are going to struggle defensively, big time. So I think this is going to be a high scoring game. A high scoring series, because the Lakers going to have to keep up. They're absolutely going to have to keep up, because Nuggets got weapons everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So it's going to be fun to watch. I think it's going to be Lakers in 7, because they're really pushing the Lakers Celtics. But I would love to see the Nuggets. I would love to see Jokic, the Joker, get over the hump and make it to the finals.
Raj, Dre, who wants to go first? Laker Nation.
Uncle Raj, did you want to go first, or you want me to go?
I'll go first. I can't stray away from my prediction early on in the playoffs. I said Denver would make the finals. We're going to stick with Denver. I think the Denver Nuggets are, like Cravante said, are a way better team than the Los Angeles Lakers are. I think Djokovic is by far one of the best centers I've ever seen in my entire life. And he doesn't even jump off the ground. That's the crazy part. He doesn't even jump half of the damn time, but he can give you a triple-double like no tomorrow. I just think that this is his time. I think he has a point to prove after being not winning the MVP, because I think he deserved the MVP this year. And I just think his team is overall better. I think Jamal Murray is shining right now. Caldwell Pope still is a great defender, still can hit them clutch threes. Michael Porter Jr. is phenomenal. Wow. So I just think that this Denver team is going to find a way to beat this Lakers team. Now, don't get me wrong. The Lakers, improved once they made that trade in the middle of the season. Got rid of Westbrook, got rid of Pat Beverly, to get D'Angelo Russell, Michael Beasley, and Vanderbilt. I thought that was a great trade for the Lakers. And I think that they'll win a couple games in this series. But I just think overall, the Denver Nuggets will find a way to win. And I think they'll beat them in 6 games. Now, do I want that to happen? Of course not. I want the Lakers to win. But I just think Denver's a way better team. And I think the Joker has something to really prove in this series. Everybody's saying that it's going to be the Lakers and Celtics. I don't know. I don't see that. I think the Lakers will have to really go all out. I don't think Anthony Davis will be able to get away with having a great game here and a bad game. No, he's going to have to be for the Lakers to win, he's going to have to be consistent every single game. Not every other game, not every 2 games. No, you got to be consistent every game because the Joker is not playing with you. Now, you've beaten him in 2020. That's fine and dandy. He's remembered that. I guarantee you he's remembered that. And he's going to come out and he's going to be on a mission to embarrass you and destroy you with all his weapons at his side, at his disposal, playing at a very, very extremely high level. I just don't see it. And that's the one thing I have to say that I don't really trust is not LeBron James. It's always is going to be Anthony Davis. And I just don't see him stepping up and stepping out on his series.
Go ahead, Dre.
This Lakers series, I still see the Lakers. They can win it in 6 games to me. I understand that Memphis isn't going to be an easy opponent, but I do see that, hey, they have access to be able to get to it.
You mean Denver, Dre? Denver.
I'm sorry.
Denver.
Y'all picked in Denver, but like I said, I'm still saying that I think the Lakers can do it. I think that Anthony Davis, Joker, I think that's a good matchup. I think that Murray, LeBron, I think that's a good matchup. So I mean, Denver has better offensive weapons, but the Lakers have really good defense, and LeBron is on a mission, y'all. And when that man's on a mission, sometimes a man on a mission is the worst thing because he's on a quest, y'all. He's chasing that ghost. He's chasing greatness, and yeah, I think he's on a level of I'm trying to get that. Wow. So all in while, I think that the Lakers can pull this off, and I'm gonna be the lone wolf on here and go with.
Well, you're not the lone wolf. Cavante picked the Lakers in 7.
Okay, I thought Cavante, that's what you had picked Denver earlier.
Well, as me, I agree with this is me thinking that it's rigged. This is me putting that out that they're really pushing Lakers Celtics, so they make it dramatic. Lakers win in 7, but I think like from a basketball standpoint, the Nuggets should win. Should win this series in 6 games because, like I said before, they're the better team. But when that machine is behind LeBron, it's hard. It's really tough to stop. So, I think the Nuggets will win in 6 games, but I just feel like the Lakers in 7 is more dramatic, more of a storyline, more of a draw. So I'm split, but I think that's what I think is going to happen. What I want to happen and what I think should happen is Nuggets in 6. But
Big Reg has Denver versus Boston, Denver in 6, and Joker and AD is going to be good. Let us know your thoughts on the Eastern and Western Conference Finals and who you have advancing to the finals, which start June 1st. Now, here at the Flex Zone, Dre, we love a good turn up. We love a good celebration, and we love a good party. And it's even a better party when it deals with our brother Cravante and his Commanders, because we have breaking news. The Commanders bid from the Harris Group, led by Joshua Harris and Magic Johnson. Go ahead, give him a smile, Raj. Go ahead. There you go. There you go. Cravante's even smiling today. Look. There you go. Cravante's smiling. The bid has been approved. We're going to the Washington Commanders are going to be sold. Cavante's got to be excited. And with that said, it's only one thing that we got to do before we hear from the man himself.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders. We fight for RDC.
Come on, Cravante. Celebrate, brother. It finally happened. Cravante, the deal has been approved, brother. How are you feeling? The day has finally come that you never thought you might see in your lifetime, brother.
Man. Come for the guy who said he would never change the name and never sell the team. And boom, over the last 3 years, he's done both. I am ecstatic. I am very, very happy, very, very pleased. Number one, we have a brother in ownership. So that is amazing. Next, we got rid of Daniel Snyder. I felt like he was a dark cloud over us for the last 23, 24 years. And it's gone. I felt like he was the reason for the culture being the way that it is. And so it's not surprising that all this goofiness comes out once things hit the fan. It's not surprising that all these allegations of the type of culture that he was running, and how he was treating, other teams' owners, having a terrible home field arena, doing wild stuff with the women in the workplace. Like, it's not surprising at all, because it's all a reflection of how they play on the football field. And how they played on the football field overall has been terrible. Trash. It's been like a couple years here and there where it's like, whoa, they look good, and then it's back to same old football team, same old Redskins, whatever they were at the time. And I feel like this is an extremely huge weight lifted off of all the fans' shoulders. And I feel like more alumni can come back. LeVar Arrington, where you at, baby? They need to invite LeVar Arrington back ASAP, because ownership did not do him right. And I feel like fans are going to come back. Alumni is going to come back, which will bring that culture. Like, all right, we have a new fresh start, a new fresh slate. Let's do this thing, and let's do it the right way. From ownership on down, because as we know, everything trickles down. So it's not surprising that we've been terrible for the past 23 years, because our owner and our ownership has been terrible since they got the team. So I'm very happy, very, very excited. Now, I'm cool right now. The season didn't start, and I'm cool with whatever happens this year. I don't think we're going to have a good season. I think it's going to be some bumps and bruises for Sam Howell, this offense, this defense, Robert Rivera's. I think it's going to be rough. And I'll see, and our schedule is not sweet at all. So
yeah, we're gonna take a look at that schedule in a second too.
Rough year this year, and we'll get into the wins and loss total. But it's going to be a rough year. Just get from under Daniel Snyder's very goofy thumbs. It's gonna take some time to get acclimated to the new way that things should be done the right way. But it's not going to be all peaches and cream. It's not going to be all butterflies, unicorns, and rainbows. It's going to be rough. It's not going to happen overnight or immediately, but in time, I can be proud of this organization in time. But this is step one to being a proud fan. So yes, I am happy that this is finally official.
Dre, you want anything to say?
It's about damn time. No, I mean, I'm happy for not only my brother Cavante, but all Washington fans. Y'all definitely deserve better. Y'all deserve an owner that's going to get in there and bring this team back to relevancy. I mean, when I think about some of the prominent, known football teams across America, of course, I think about the Dallas Cowboys. I think about like the New England Patriots, the Green Bay Packers, but Washington was right up in that mix at one point in time, but because of so many losing seasons and inconsistency right there with like some of the quarterback positions that I said quarterback position, I'm sorry. But some of the prominent positions, but Washington needs that, and you can't move forward like that with an owner like Daniel Snyder. So doing what's best for not only the owners but also for the NFL. And then there's still rumors about um, RFK and moving an arena over there. So we'll see what happens. But this is the first step towards positivity.
Go ahead, Raj.
I just gotta say it's gonna be interesting to see a good Commanders team that's going to be competent, because I've never seen a Washington team that's been competent. Even during the the early parts of the Ravens when they first came into play in '96, I never really got into the Washington teams until I became an actual fan of the Ravens. And by the time I became an actual fan, Daniel Snyder owned the team, so they always been like goofy or doing something stupid or spending a bunch of money on goofy talent that doesn't pan out. Like your Autumn, what is his name? Albert Hainsworth or Artem Achaleta and all these other guys, and they had seasons where they were okay, but they've been mostly somehow since I was a kid. Well, not since I was a kid, but since I was a teenager, they've been mostly just incompetent.
Because you're lying.
Shut up. They've been mostly incompetent, like I said. So it's gonna be, it's a good thing that they're gonna actually, have a good ownership around them, and guys that want to win, guys that want to, win, for the city of DC. So that's a good thing. It's a great thing. It's competition breeds well. So it's a good thing. So I'm happy for Cravante. I'm happy for the Commanders fans, out there. They finally gonna have some hope because they've been lacking it for a very, very long time.
Let us know your thoughts on the Harris group. Go ahead.
Yo, B, real quick. The only thing that concerns me is that he did own this. He did not did. He does own the 76ers. Yep. That is the only thing that concerns me.
But think about it. The 76ers at least make the playoffs.
But I'm happy and optimistic.
They make the playoffs almost every year. And they're competitive. So that's all you can ask for. That's all you can ask for.
Well, let's take a look at the schedule because let's take a look at the schedule, Cravante, because it is a little brutal, even through my optimism of my Commanders classes that I do wear at times. So let's bring it up. We're gonna bring it full screen. Right now, Cravante, the over/under is 7.5, I believe, for you guys' wins. So let me get that schedule pulled up here. We're gonna take a look at it together.
I tell you right now, the under. Right now, I like the under.
All right.
I like right. 7 sounds optimistic. Actually.
All right, there we go. Got the schedule up. Just wanted to get that on screen for you, Cravante. And let's do this so the people can see it out there. Right. All right, there you go, Cravante. We got the full schedule, full screen. You see the games real quick. I'll run down the games, Cravante, and you tell me how you feeling, brother. September 11th, week 1, Jacksonville again for the first
that's 22. That's
22. You know why? Okay, let me get the right schedule. I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. Yep.
Play the Cardinals.
Yep. I gotcha. You guys play the Cardinals a lot the first game too. I noticed. Let me pull that up.
Yeah. I actually like us to win that game.
I'm trying to find a good image. Let me see. All right, here we go. This should be better.
Y'all, hey.
All right, here we go.
I'll tell you right now, I would not in season because that means Caleb Williams could come to town.
All right, there we go. This should be the updated schedule. Yes. All right, here we go, Cravante. So we got the schedule. We have the Browns, Ravens, and Bengals in the preseason, and then you start week 1, Arizona.
All right. All right. So as you say them, I'll tell you win or loss.
Okay, cool. Let's go. We got preseason, like I said, Browns, Ravens, Bengals, September 10th, week 1, 1 p.m. Arizona Cardinals, Cravante. And this is a home game.
I like that. I think that first home game is going to be very electrifying. I think it's going to be a lot of old fans to come back. I think some alumni will come back. I think that first game is going to be really, really big, and we're going to be riding a nice wave into the season. So I do think we'll win that first game.
September 17th at Denver.
And this is when the losing starts. Right there. Right there. We actually getting them early in the year will give us that gives us probably a little bit better opportunity to actually win, because Russell Wilson and Sean Payton will still be trying to get themselves together and working out the kinks. So this will be a great time to play the Broncos, but I don't think we'll beat them. So I think this is where the L's start rolling in.
Buffalo comes to town September 24th.
L. Just
Ooh,
yeah.
then you gotta play Philly net the week after that. On the
I
road.
don't like. Nope. I think that's
So are
an
we
L.
1-3? 1-3 so far?
1-3 so far. Yep.
Bears at home. You get to see Justin Fields, Cavante.
That's tough. I think we have enough to beat Chicago. I think Chicago is still working themselves out of their rut that they've been in the past couple of years. So I think we'll get that win.
Falcons on the road.
Ugh, that's rough. That's gonna be a rough one. Who is in Atlanta? Atlanta's fiery right now. And they have a very explosive offense. I foresee them having an explosive offense. So it's not going to be easy, but I do think we will come out with a win.
Giants on the road after that. Those games are tough. Last time he played in the Meadowlands was a tie. So
we haven't beat the Giants in I don't know how long. And they got better. I do think we'll split. Well, at this point, I pray we split, but I think that's an L. I think that's an L.
Patriots. Eagles again in DC.
Late October.
You guys did beat them last year in Philly, by the way, but this is at home.
Yes. I think we will put up a better fight. Now, obviously, we don't know how injuries or anything of that will take place, but I think the Eagles will beat us again.
Patriots on the road. Ooh, 2 tough road games in a row. I'll throw them at you. Patriots November 5th and Seahawks November 12th, both on the road.
The Patriots have always been a rough and tough defense. But I think we can put some things together to beat the Patriots, even though that is on the road, isn't it?
Yes, 2-game road trip.
But it's the beginning of November. Hopefully, it won't be too bad. I think we could get that game.
So we got 3 wins so far?
I said Cardinals,
Bears, Falcons.
Bears, Falcons,
4.
so 3 for 4.
So 4.
Okay.
And then you go to Seattle.
Seattle, I think that's an L. I think that's an L.
We'll keep
and that's on the road.
Yeah.
Go to the 12th man.
12th man.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be.
Then you get the Giants back at home afterwards.
I hope we get this game on GP. Just tired of losing, man. I hope we get that game.
Then I believe this is Thanksgiving at 4:30 against the Cowboys. You know how that is on Thanksgiving, Cavante, eating your mac and cheese, stuffing, and turkey and ham and all that other good stuff.
Listen, man, I would love nothing more than to beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. I would love to get this win, and we'll lose the last game of the season. I really, really want this game. Out of the whole entire schedule, I want that game. I'm gonna say we get our first winning streak of the year.
Okay. Then the Dolphins come to DC December 3rd.
It'll be ugly. It'll be ugly. That's an ugly loss. It'll be ugly.
Rams on the road after that.
I
think that's a gettable game, man. I think that's a gettable game for you.
So it'll be interesting because that's December. Good teams play well in December, and I do think the Rams will bounce back. It's in LA, so it's not much of a home field for them. But I do think we will drop. I think we'll drop that game.
Then you go to the Jets the week after on Christmas Eve.
Oh, I don't think we win nothing else the rest of the season. I don't think
Okay, then you go to San Francisco. Well, at home, week 17. Brock Purdy will probably be back in week 18, home against the Cowboys. Maybe week 18.
And I would love nothing more than to sweep the Cowboys, but I don't think we're good enough to sweep anybody in our division. So I'm going to say we lose that last game of the season as well.
So you have them beating the Cardinals, beating the Bears, beating the Falcons, winning one against the Giants, winning against the Patriots, winning against the Cowboys. So we're at 6 wins.
6. Yep, sounds about
so
right.
You're taking the under.
Yep, definitely. Yep, definitely taking the under.
And 6 wins would get you in the top 5 of the draft. 6 wins get you in the top 5 of the draft.
It'll be top 10. I don't know if it'll be top 5.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Last year we had high expectations. This year, especially that December stretch, man. After you go to Seattle, Giants, Cowboys, Dolphins, Rams, Jets, 49ers, Cowboys.
That back end is ugly.
Yes, sir. Oh, we'll see. Cavante has 6 wins. I could see 6, 7. So I might take the under as well. Let's take a look at the Ravens. Go ahead,
bro. I hope it's worse. I hope it's worse. We get 4 or 5 wins, and hopefully whoever has the first overall pick does not need a quarterback. And I foresee probably the Cardinals are probably going to be up there. And hopefully we can put a haul together, go up and get that number 1 overall pick.
There you go. Let's look at the Ravens schedule, Ravens Nation. Real quick, Rod and Dre, I want to get your thoughts on the schedule and just maybe how many wins, or what do you think about the schedule overall if you don't have a win total as well? Raj, I'll start with you, brother. How you feeling about the schedule?
Overall, I like the schedule. I do wish we would have had some more primetime home games, though. But I'm not going to complain because, like I said before, the guy that I wanted to come back is back. So, and on top of that, the primetime games are still hitting, so I'm not too upset about it. But you can go ahead with the schedule.
You want me to run down the games real quick and win-loss? Okay. All right, I'll do the same thing, Dre. I'll do the same thing with you.
Okay.
Again, Cravante has 6 wins for his Commanders. Cravante, real quick, will you be at any games? I know Cravante stepped away for a second, but
so
any games you're looking at going to, traveling to, or possibly attending in DC?
While you answer that, you got to change that schedule, Byron.
I was trying to. Why am I having? My bad. Sorry, everybody. I got you good, Cravante. Stupid Google. Sorry.
I don't see any games that that jump out at me. Like I said, I think it's gonna be a rough season. The atmosphere is gonna be great. Y'all know I don't do any games after October. So out of those first few games, I really don't see anything that's eye popping that I should attend.
Gotcha. All right, Raj. I know week 1 they open up with the Houston Texans at home. CJ Stroud, Cravante. We'll get a look at him.
All right now.
Well, they get a look at 2 rookie quarterbacks in the first 3 weeks. Probably Anthony Richardson week 3. But Raj, week 1, Houston.
It's a W.
Week 2 at Cincinnati.
It's a L.
Week 3, home against the Colts.
It's a W.
On the road against the Browns in week 4.
It's a W.
Week 5, Pittsburgh on the road.
It's a L.
Week 6, they go to London to face the Titans.
It's a W.
Week 7, come back home, no bye. The Lions. That's going to be a tough one.
I'm going to say it's a W.
Week 8, they go to Arizona. See Hollywood. Brown.
It's a W.
Week 9, they host the Seahawks in Baltimore.
That's a L.
Week 10, Browns again.
It's a W.
Week 11, Thursday night at home against the Bengals.
It's a W.
A game you want to be at. Week 12, what's that? Thanksgiving weekend in SoFi against Justin Herbert and the Chargers.
It's a W.
Week 13, bye. I do like that. Week 14, Rams at home.
W.
They go see our boy Mr. Khan in Jacksonville in December. Might have to try to take a trip down there.
That got to be a W.
Week 16, Christmas night. will be watching this. Going to the 49ers, Levi Stadium.
It's a loss.
Week 17, the Dolphins come back here.
It's a W.
In week 18, Steelers at home.
Depending on what we need, it could be a L.
So, Raj, how many you got? You got what? 1, 2, I think 3, 4.
I wasn't even counting.
5.
It was about 11, 12.
Well, like 12. Probably like 12 and 5.
12 wins? Okay. Dre, I'll do the same thing with you, brother. Week 1 against Houston.
Oh, win.
Bengals week 2.
I'm going to say a win.
Week 3 against the Colts.
Win.
Dre got us 3-0. Browns week 4.
That's a tricky one. Just because I think that another year with the Browns. So I'm going to say that'll be the first loss.
Steelers on the road week 5.
Win.
Week 6 in London against the Titans.
Win.
Week 7 home against the Lions. Your boy Dan Campbell comes to town, biting kneecaps and all.
My man. I'm gonna say. Right now, I'm gonna say loss.
Cardinals week 8 on the road.
Win.
Week 9 Seahawks come to town. Geno.
Win.
Browns week 10 at home.
Win.
Thursday night home against the Bengals.
Loss.
Chargers week 12 in LA.
Win.
Week 13 bye. Week 14 Rams.
We win.
Jacksonville week 15 on the road.
Win.
49ers on the road on Christmas night. Primetime.
Loss.
Dolphins at home week 17.
Win.
And Steelers at home week 18.
Loss.
Dre got us at about 13 wins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at 12, but I can see 11 just because the Ravens may do something goofy. So we'll
yeah,
see.
That's probably the safe bet. The under about 11, 12.
Barring injury as well, but I'll say 11-6, 12-5 for sure. And I think they win the division though. Say it again. Go ahead, Cravante.
What's the line?
9.5 over under for the Ravens.
What's the line for the win-loss total?
9.5 for the Ravens.
Oh gosh, really?
Yeah. So we might put the over.
Put the mortgage on it.
They get 10.
Put it on it.
They get 10 on the bad year.
Put it all on it. Put it all on it. Then y'all got 10 with Lamar half playing.
Yeah, that's why I said Cravante is not about the regular season. You know what I'm looking forward to? Playoffs. That's what it's all about.
Right.
Cravante, you ready to get goofy before we get out
of here? I need. Say that again.
You ready to get goofy before we get out of here?
Yeah. Yep.
Let's get to Cravante's Goofies of the week. And you already know a very special guest is in the building.
Oh, gosh, something wrong here.
Bam. All right, guys. Welcome to Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. Appreciate you guys for giving me a little bit of time. So let me tell the good people what I thought was goofy this week. A lot of it we talked about during the show, and I'll go into, I'll be reiterate a couple things and maybe go a little deeper. But first things first, we have 2 levels of goofiness. We have the low level goofy, which is green. That is Jet and Packer green for their goofiness that they've been over the past couple years. It is low level goofy. We laugh at it, we kiki, laugh and move on in the hopes that it does not become a higher level goofy, which turns into Cardinals in red. Very high level goofy, concerning even something we need to talk about, we need to discuss, probably have a meeting about, congregate about, and figure out what's why are these things happening, and who do we need to talk to, who do we need to converse with to get it back to a more respectable level of goofiness. So I have 2 this weekend, obviously. So I'm just going to the first one. I'm gonna keep it short for the at least for the first one, because we talked about it in We talked about a lot at the beginning of our show, and it's Ja Morant. It is Ja Morant. My first goofy of the week is Ja Morant. I feel like he played everybody. I feel like he played all. Well, I'm not gonna say he played me because, like I believe Rod said it earlier, I'm not surprised. But he played the Grizzlies. He played the NBA, and he played any believers of Ja Morant. Because it was absolutely a slap in the face. I believe Raj also said earlier that he's pretty much been in trouble since September, pretty much since the beginning of the year. He's been, seems like every month it's something new. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but every so often it's something new. And it seems to always be dealing with a gun. Well, it's the high school, the fight with the high school kid, the fight at the I want to say his finish line at the mall, and that was actually two incidences at one because he had a beef. Matter of fact, his mama called him, which he's done a lot. Called him when she's in trouble. Called him, and of course, obviously, he turns around and calls his goons to go up to the finish line because his mom had a disagreement with one of the employees at finish line. And then, not even like shortly after, he has an incident with mall security in the parking lot. For what? Threatening folk, flashing his gun, just being beyond goofy. So he's flashed his gun multiple times on social media, flashed his gun in front of people multiple times in the streets. I just don't get it. But I feel like if we're doing a blame pie, Ja Morant gets a vast majority of it. The Memphis Grizzlies should get a piece of this. The NBA should also get a piece of this because there's no way he should have only been suspended for 7 games, 8 games, whatever, and he was not even suspended for 3 weeks. Guns have been a big issue in our country as of late, and for him to just be so careless. And if I'm not mistaken, he was in a club during his first incident. So how did that happen? I don't know. Maybe he didn't really get checked because he was Ja Morant. But flashing it on live on social media is not cool. And unfortunately it's what the kids are doing. So that maturity level is very, very, very low on Ja Morant. The NBA, in combination, the NBA and the Memphis Grizzlies should not have allowed him to come back this year at all. Next, it's a part of his entourage, namely mom and dad. I don't understand why his mother continues to call him and put him in these less than ideal situations. Because, and yeah, I just feel like as a parent and as a parent, you should not put your child in less than ideal situations. Something that nothing that's detrimental to their health, life, or well-being. And I feel like that cross, she checked we'll put an X through all those boxes because he very much could go to jail, mess up his livelihood, and therefore mess up his finances. I mean, just missing the 7 or 8 games, he lost almost $750,000. Now, again, that may be just a drop in the bucket for him, but that's money lost nonetheless because you're being dumb, you're being goofy, you're being stupid, you're being dumb, you're being all the above, and any other synonyms you can throw in there. But everybody deserves a piece of this pie, but most importantly, John Morant being, even though he's very, very immature and very young, he is a grown man, and he needs to have some accountability and responsibility for his actions. And it's a slap in the face because just recently he had an interview talking about all the things he should be doing, that he's seeking counsel, and he knows he has to make better decisions because it's a lot required of him on and off the court. And then he turns around and does something stupid. John Morant really has to watch the company he keeps. I hate to see the down, but he deserves to not play basketball next year. There's no you're able to flash a weapon, a gun on social media, and it be okay in any way, shape, or form. First, BS. Absolutely BS. Back. So he did learn.
Hold on, I think we lost Cravante. Let's see. I think we lost Cravante. He was giving his goofy.
He got his internet kicked him off.
They took
He's
him
making a
away.
point.
There you go. Hold on, I think he's
There he
coming
is.
back. Yeah.
Oh no! I'm back. Y'all can
There you
hear
go.
me?
Yes, sir. Good. You good?
Okay. Joel Embiid, City of Brotherly Love. Doc Rivers. Did it twice. Joel Embiid and James Harden completely threw away a series victory and a chance to go to the Eastern Conference Finals over the past couple of days. Game 6, they had a golden opportunity. Jason Tatum had a horrendous game for at least 3.5 quarters before he woke up, and the Philadelphia 76ers did not take advantage of it. Not only did they not take advantage of it, I don't think Joel Embiid didn't touch the ball for at least half the quarter. Tyrese Maxey, DeAnthony Melton, guys taking these shots when your MVP should be taking those shots. And James Harden, my heavens. None of us should be surprised. None of us should be surprised. James Harden has never shown up in the playoffs. Never. He's had historically great regular seasons. He does not show up in the playoffs. Never has. And I thought it might have been a little different because he had 2 crazy 40-point games. But when you need him most, he comes up really, really, really small. Doc Rivers. He's been overrated. I've been saying for years. He's been overrated. He talked about those. He had a good run and had a championship in there 15 years ago, but he had a championship in there and went to, and made appearances afterwards and has not been the same since. Had a stint with the Clippers. High hopes, low results. He goes to Philadelphia. He gets James Harden. High hopes, low results. Joel Embiid, very, very immature when it comes to, I don't know. It's like he wanted to win the MVP more than he wanted to win a championship. I think that's the case. Because once he won finally he won the MVP. Game 6 happens and he's nowhere to be found for the crucial parts of the game, and none of Game 7. How dare you call yourself the MVP and you have that piss poor performance? How? And then had the nerve to say, oh, me and James Harden can't do it by ourselves. Shut up. Shut up. You are goofy. You are beyond goofy. You are a superstar in this league. And between you and James Harden, should have found a way to figure out to win Game 6. There shouldn't even been a Game 7. And you call yourself the MVP. When the Joker out here in another Western Conference Finals. And y'all lose a potential game closing home game. What? I don't get it. Trash. But hell, listen, Joel Embiid is you got to throw him into the meltdown category too. James Harden been doing it for quite some time. Doc Rivers has too. So it's only right. When in Rome or when in Philly, do as the people do. Melt in basketball. Melt. Remember, trickles down. Melt down. It's only right that he melts down too. So those are my goofies of the week. Both of them, high level goofy. Ja Morant and the entire Philadelphia 76ers are very, very, very goofy. Y'all know my line. There's a thin line between goofy and great, and these brothers are on the wrong end of it. We got to do better, guys. We got to do better.
Of course. Something wrong here.
Thank you for that, Goofy. Fellas, we are slowly approaching episode 400. Drizzy Dre. How can they start that day with a cup of Dre? And what can the people expect hitting into episode 400?
Hey, man. You can catch me Monday through Friday on Good Morning Baltimore and WEAA. Here Mondays at 10 p.m. with my brothers. When, like you said, inching closer and closer to 400 episodes, I'm excited, grateful.
Episode 395 next week. I'm sure we'll be talking about these conference finals, draft lottery, and any other NBA news. Will Lamar Jackson show up at Ravens camp as well? Big Raj, how can people keep up with us on social media and what's going on this week?
Of course, hit that like button and subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at the Flex Zone 1. On Twitter, the Flex Zone 1 as well. Pretty much, as usual, AEW, Dynamite on Wednesday. Our usual updates throughout the week. I don't know what happens. You might get another Ja Morant situation going on, or somebody similar to that. But just stay tuned. Stay tuned for your notifications. Because something's gonna pop up this week, of course. So that's pretty much it.
Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell. We're here live every Monday, but we're here throughout the week, as Rod says. So hit that bell for all notifications. Hit the like button. Super chat us. Donate to the channel. Flex Zone 1 on Cash App, Twitter, Instagram, and the Flex Zone Podcast on TikTok. As always, more videos coming this week. More content, more shorts. AEW has a big announcement. We got the live stream on Wednesday. We'll keep an eye on what's going on with the Ravens, Orioles, probably some Orioles videos in there, and much more. Senior producer Cavante Hurd, executive producer Andre Melton, social media producer Big Raj, associate producer yours truly, for Dre, for Cavante, for Raj, and myself. Throw your ones up, acknowledge the head of the sports podcast table. Appreciate all the love, appreciate all the support, the likes, comments, and the input as well. we don't see you guys before next Monday, we'll see you through the channel. Check your sub boxes for all types of content. We're out of here, y'all. We gone. That's all we got for you. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you back here on the channel next week, if not for episode 395. Peace. We gone, y'all.